What common mistakes do you think some women make when it comes to relationships?
I think the biggest mistake, and I know I'm guilty of this as well, is we don't communicate our needs and we expect them to predict. So what I mean by this is, say for example, we want to see somebody more often. We will say, I'm not going to ask him, I'm not going to say it because he should just know. If he wanted to, he would.
You know what? Communication, guys, it's not a hard concept. Say what you mean, even if you think it's something that people don't want to hear, because it's much better for people to just know what it is you want to say. It's not super easy all the time to keep an open line of communication with your significant other, but it does make things easier, if that makes sense. The act of doing it sometimes can be hard because you're making yourself vulnerable, you're putting yourself out there, you're thinking you're going to cause some issues or whatever. But one of the good signs to show that you've picked the right person to be with is when you open up that line of communication and you say what you mean and what you feel when you feel it. If the other person reciprocates with that and says, okay, I hear you, I acknowledge that this is either an issue for you or this is what you want or don't want from me, let's work on it. If they get mad, dismiss you, tell you that you're constantly nagging them or complaining or something like that, then it's you might not be with the right person, because that type of communication is necessary. And if you communicating with somebody properly on what your wants and needs are, and somebody gets mad as a response, they don't possess those type of skills yet. Like, they're not there yet. They're not that at that level of communication, and you need to be in order to sustain a good relationship. Now, some people just power through, and they have a lot of other positive attributes or aspects about them that can still make the relationship work. But for me, the lack of communication, the ability to not communicate to me properly what it is you want from me, is a deal breaker for me. I don't care how good looking you are or how much money you make or anything like that. Like, if you can't do something as basic as tell me what it is you want from me, I'm not guessing. I'm not playing a fucking guessing game. It's just not happening. I'm sorry.